Welcome back, everyone. We're up to round 2 here in the upper bracket for the FXOpen Invitational. We are going to have Evil Genius's Axslav versus FXOpen's Moonglade in a best of 3. The winner will move on into round 3, but there is a loser's bracket, so there is no need to fret if they do mess up for these couple of games. But he's going to be on Shakura's Plateau for game 1, and it is loser's pick the next map. I am Unstable, joined here by Wolf, and this map is, we couldn't ask for a better map to start off with, really.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We do see they are spawning at horizontally close positions rather than cross positions, which makes for a lot of the time a more aggressive opener for one player or both players because you can go through the rocks. And a good player, of course, will scout for this and try to defend. But even if you spot it, it's sometimes very difficult to defend because the rush distance there is very short between those rocks. But we'll see what these two players decide to do. I suspect that we will see Moonglade go for hatch first, although he has been known to get pool first to be a little bit safer. We may see him go hatch first on this map.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to who scouts first, and just trying to have a look at the rally point here for Axslav's probe. If he does scout Moonglade first, that is going to be very frustrating for him, as he will be able to delay that expansion, but it's going to be up to Moonglade as his decision making. Once he sees that probe, is he going to try and force the issue and get that expansion down, or just go straight for that spawning pool? A lot of higher end Zergs are just going straight for that spawning pool straight away a lot of the time these days, which I think is probably the correct decision in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to wait and see. And we are going to see Axslav go back and block the hatchery. And will we see Moonglade get a spawning pool? Looks like
No,
he's
no
going to
spawning
do.
pool yet. He's going to force the issue, but does see that pylon go down. This is why I think those spawning pools are a better decision, just because they can delay with that pylon, and there's really nothing a Zerg can do about it, other than pray that the Protoss has spent all their minerals and can't do it until that Frog dies.
Yeah, it's a
But
very
we
frustrating thing. Forge going down. And it looks like
Forge first.
Axslav wants to get his expansion up very soon. He's going to be doing Forge first, which I think is a good choice. Um, because he knows his opponent isn't going to be able to hatch first, so he knows now that spawning pool coming. And had he Nexus first, he might have been a little bit in trouble, depending on how many Zerglings Moonglade made.
Yeah, the thing Moonglade has to be worried about at the moment, I'm not sure whether Axel's going to do it, but he might put a couple of cannons down at the bottom of that ramp. But it's really up to him. I'm having a look. No, it looks like he's going to retreat with that probe and get a cannon at his front base. And Moonglade is going to see that. He needs to move that Overlord, though, otherwise it might be sniped.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful. And, you know, this is kind of unusual, just seeing Zergling speed coming out here for Moonglade very quickly. And it's almost as if he really doesn't care too much about getting that expansion down very quickly. He didn't even send his Zerglings straight away, but now he is sending them. Drone going to be there as well to pick off that pylon. And still no Nexus quite yet for Axslav.
Yeah, he has decided to he's opted to get his cybernetics core first, which I actually really like this decision. It stops any kind of early pressure from Moonglade because he won't be waiting on that cybernetics core to get out, so we can get a couple of stalkers or some sentries. But hey,
I
do hardly have a Nexus energy. There it is. Nexus gone down now.
I feel that if he makes the Forge first, though, if he goes for the Cybernetics core as well, you know, it's an okay decision, but he also has one of his gas stolen. And I think that just going straight for the Nexus a little bit earlier might have been the better choice. But I think either way, he's going to get a Stargate, and that's probably why he went for Cybernetics core first. He just wanted to get that quicker Stargate. So had he not gotten something like that, I would have disagreed with his choice, but it looks like his Stargate was his plan.
Yeah, definitely. We would have seen a couple of these times. We had it in the Pan Pacific last week with the Void Ray play from that guinea pig build from the GSL, and that is something that I know Moonglade has been racking his brain about because it is extremely frustration to go for. But hey.
Yeah, and I think we're probably going to see in just a second one Void Ray start coming out. And at these distances, it's going to really be pretty easy for Axslav to be annoying with that Void Ray. And there it is, being chronoed. Probes being transferred right now. In fact, a lot of probes being transferred. He's been constantly making probes this entire time. He's going to have a crazy economy here in just a moment. So we'll see if he follows this up with a lot of gateways, or if he decides to go straight into robotics or produce phoenixes. He's going to have a lot of different options. He's going to take out that stolen gas and a roach boring going up for Moonglade. So that's not going to make him happy when he sees that Void Ray.
No, definitely not. It is going to be rallied straight into Moonglade's base. He does have 3 queens as well, so he's going to be able to hold it off pretty well. But as soon as he sees that, he's probably going to be going straight for that lair tech to be able to deal with it. As we do have 2 queens at the natural expansion here. He does have a spore crawler going up at the front of his main base. Sorry, at the natural there. As he does, here comes the Void Ray. It is actually charging on that Overlord. Moonglade bringing all his queens here to help combat it, but he's going to lose that Overlord. The Void Ray is charged. One of those queens out of position a little bit. He needs to stay on that creep, otherwise he will not be able to catch down that Void Ray. A second Void Ray is on the way, as Axslav is just powering in the probes here.
It is producing more gateways now as well. So I think we might just see him try to go for a all-in off of 2 bases. What he might do is just make as many Void Rays as he can, use them on those rocks, take those rocks down very quickly because, you know, Void Rays basically can take rocks down practically instantly, especially if you have 2 of them. So he's going to keep harassing with his Void Ray, and then what he's probably going to do is go through those rocks, I think, with a lot of gateway units. That's what I suspect is his plan right now. The lair is going up, and a little bit of more Void Ray harass about to happen. Might pick off one of those drones mining the gas. Does decide to retreat. Really nice control by Axslav. You see a lot of players lose a lot more hit points on Void Rays than they need to, attacking the queen unnecessarily, because basically if you don't kill the queen, it's not worth it to lose HP over it, because the queen will get all of its hit points back, and you will not if you start losing 8 points on those Void Rays. Third Void Ray out now, and those gateways are going to start making into warp gates, and he's attacking those rocks, so I think it is going to be, like I said, one of those attacks to the rocks and all in, and could actually work, because a lot of spine crawlers are at the front, or actually spore crawlers rather. Thought those were going to become spine crawlers, but that's interesting. He has a lot of spore crawlers there at the front of his main base. Maybe he suspects an all-in from that direction, but it's going to be coming from the other side. And I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this, to be honest. He is getting a Hydros then, and there's going to be this really sensitive timing where he's going to need to get those Hydras out. And he has supply block even right now from those Void Rays. Very problematic for Moonglade right now. 4 Void Rays out, a 5th one on the way. And this is going to be very scary.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
fact, getting sentries.
Moonglade does have quite a few queens. He's got 5 queens out, but it's going to come down to, is he going to get enough Hydras in time to stop this push here from the destructible rocks? I don't think Moonglade even sees this coming. We do have a pylon being placed down at the forward position here. And we got 2 Hydras on the way. I don't think he's going to have enough to be able to deal with it. The level 2 missile attacks are coming. We do have those groove spines, and here come the Void Rays to be able to deal with this. Moonglade pulling all his queens, and he needs to bring his roaches as well. He just does not see this coming at the moment. More and more Void Rays being brought across.
Photon cannons going down. So maybe he's going to try to hit some Hydras before they have that range with the Photon from the low ground. I don't know if I agree with that. Needs to be a little bit more careful with those Void Rays. And I think just wait for the Stalkers to come up. And here come the cannons. So this is really interesting. I've never really seen a build like this. We do see spore crawlers coming over, repositioning themselves to help defend us. It's a good choice, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. All the Void Rays are charged now. They're going to come in here, or perhaps not. He's just going to wait a little bit. Bit of a blunder there, but he's going to come forward with these Stalkers, pick off the spore crawler very quickly. And there's a lot of roaches. The force fields go down properly, which they do. Could be bad for Moonglade. He's going to try to abuse the range of those Void Rays, taking off units left and right, and Moonglade's in a little bit of trouble here.
More force field going down. A queen caught at the front this time. Transfuse is going down on that queen. Axslav's units are slowly being whittled away, but really those force fields are really just punishing Moonglade right now. He's got more Hydras incoming, more cannons going down. I think he just wants to keep himself in the face of Moonglade, as Glade does have a lot of creep going out, but it's going in the wrong direction, as Axslav has taken now a 3rd base.
Yeah, Axslav, I think maybe getting those photon cannons because he desperately wanted to take that 3rd base there in the middle, and that starts to sort of explain it, because he can use those photon cannons to defend if he has vision of the ramp, which he will with those Void Rays. And what really I think Moonglade needs to do right now is take his own 3rd base, and that's exactly what he's doing.
He needs to not run down that ramp, though.
Oh, ooh, that would have been bad.
Yeah, definitely. Moonglade does have that 3rd going up. Axslav, great positioning.